Good morning, America. We are live. Live. I feel alive. I feel alive. Good morning, America. We are live. Live. Morning, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. Marcus Conte reporting. How you doing, man? We are live. We're live on YouTube. Holy smokes! Look at this, man. We are live. Running out of things to say on a daily basis, but I'm going to keep trying, man. How you doing, everybody? How you doing? My name is Marcus Conte. I'm a guy who makes videos here on YouTube on a daily basis because it's fun and it's interesting and it advances the mental chatter in both my mind and your mind. So what's the top stories today? Top stories still the queen. The queen. She still isn't in the ground yet. And as long as she's above ground, there will be controversy and love and questioning one's eternal values. This guy right here, this is Mark David Chapman. Mark David Chapman, if you recall the name, he was found sitting on the stoop outside of the Dakota building in Upper Manhattan on the west side. Yesterday, I made a mistake, correction. Yesterday, I said that Grant's tomb was on the Upper West Side. It's on the Upper East Side by Morningside Park. I had the side of Manhattan wrong. I know where it is. I said west when it was east. But nonetheless, I know the city, man. I know New York City. I got to defend it. So this is Mark David Chapman. He was sitting on the steps of the Dakota, found sitting on the steps of Dakota reading the book Catcher in the Rye on December something 1980. And what was his crime? He shot dead John Lennon, emptied his gun, six bullets, right, and then decided to sit on the stoop and wait for the police to come in. And so why are we talking about him? Because he was put up for parole, and it turns out the no way, Jose, parole board said. Now it's 42 years later, 41 years later, and is there forgiveness here? The guy claims, "Oh, I'm not the same guy I used to be." They all say that. I'm not the same guy I used to be, but if you want to leave me here for the rest of my life, that's fine with me. And they all say that one too. So anyway, we'll look at that. Other trivial stories. I think the Queen is making a splash. There's some jack-offs at the Emmys that decided to take a shot at her. I'll tell you, it had to do with elections. When we get an Emmy, it's voted on by the people, but the Queen just gets a free pass. So look at that ridiculous story. A racist mayor appears again in. This time it's I forget where, but another black woman racist mayor. This lady, she is in New Orleans. New Orleans says that that flying coach, right, economy coach, is dangerous for black women. Yeah, and she says that because of that, she's in danger of flying economy. She must upgrade to business and first class to protect herself from those dangerous people that want to harm her because she's a black woman. So we'll look at that rather fascinating story. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Mark Sconti reporting. Vinny D. Martini on the ranch, motherfucker. And we'll look at the markets, too. The markets just tanked this morning because it looks like, according to the data, inflation is increasing. Right? They thought they were going to get a tick down in CPI. Turns out it ticked up. So prices are getting more expensive. Wall Street doesn't like it. They're throwing that shit in the garbage. Markets are going to open down rather large. It looks like. It looks like the Nasdaq's going to open down almost 3%. Dow down 500 points. And the S&P 500 is going to open down probably around 80. So we'll have a look at that. Not a good day for Wall Street. Hey, listen, man, I told you, I said yesterday on the program that it doesn't matter if these numbers are real or grounded in reality, like CPI and PPI and all this. The fact is, Wall Street looks at them and says, oh, shit, bad number, and they sell. Oh, shit, good number, and they buy. That's the way it works. It's a herd mentality. And thank you, everybody in the chat. Weevil Girl is here. Justin Falzone. Justin Falzone is here as well. Zoot Suit Cooter. Good morning, Zoot. What else we got here? We got Jim Gerard. Jim Gerard. Naked Man. Naked Man is here. Sometimes naked. And everybody else, thank you for lurking. If you're a lurker and you're afraid to speak, that's all right. That's okay, man. Hang out with us on Friday if you're afraid to speak, and then you come on the show and we'll speak. I'm a nice guy. I'm not. I don't want to argue with people anymore. That's what I know. It occurs to me that I might have been a little short-sighted on that. People think of me, Marcus Conti, as some kind of internet guy, celebrity guy. You know, been around a long time. I'd like to go on the show and challenge him on something he said 5 years ago. I get that. I understand. I'm just not in the mood to. I mean, if you do it in a nice way, you know, if you ask, I mean, there's a nice way to pick someone's head. You don't have to pull out your sword and try to jab him while you're on his show. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. It's just be respectful of one another, like you know. Like Mark David Chapman, this guy right here, he didn't have any respect for anybody, and he just started killed John Lennon. Why? John Lennon, a poet with a guitar, he wanted to be a celebrity, is what Chapman said. He wanted to be a martyr for killing somebody famous. That was it. It wasn't particularly, you know, John Lennon that he wanted to kill, but he knew that if he killed Lennon, everybody would know his name, Mark David Chapman. And here we are, 42 years later, talking about him. Was it worth it? Was it worth it, Mark? My name is Marcus Conti. I have a website. Every morning at 9 a.m. somewhere, somehow, we are live. Right now, we're on YouTube. We are on YouTube, and we love YouTube, the owners of YouTube, Google, whose stock price always goes up most of the time, but not today. If we're not here Monday through Friday, if our invitation to speak is rescinded, come on over to D Live, and we'll still be there. We'll still be doing what we do, right? Just regardless of what people say and say we can say and say what we can't say and such. We'll be here, right? Always. So thank you all for joining me. All the videos are up on a daily basis. Today is number 39 of 100 in a series of 100 videos, a transformational series of 100 videos. The first 10 got yanked, got banned, and now we're finding our balance. We're trying to work. We're trying to work with the algorithms that don't like our speech. Right? Patty cake, this, boom, bah. Blah, 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 blah. Censorship, mama. So, how you doing, everybody? How you doing? So, I got a website. So, let's start here. Been following very, 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 very closely the blast off to the moon, almost the moon, not particularly landing on the moon, and not any people in the ship that are going to step foot on the moon like they allegedly did in 1969. We saw it on TV. We saw a tinfoil machine land on the moon with 3 patriotic astronauts in it, or 2 of them anyway, and step out onto the moon and hang a flag and play golf, all wrapped in tinfoil. Some believe it didn't happen. Some believe it happened, and we forgot how we got there. Whatever you believe, Artemis is going to revisit the moon, although we're not stepping on the moon. Artemis proves, will or could prove something that has long been disputed since 1969. For some reason, humans haven't tried to break out into deep space. Or have we? I don't know. Aren't there, didn't we send rockets to Uranus? Didn't we send a fucking monitor to Mars? Haven't we already done that? God damn it. But there's some people that say because of the Van Halen belt, right? It's the outermost atmosphere of Earth that we can't penetrate it, and it keeps us Van Halen. Right? We can't get out there because of this radiation belt that will cause us to melt and die, right, if we try to do it. But this rocket ship should confirm not only that we can do it, right? Well, if it hits the Van Halen belt and blows up, then I guess Van Halen was right that you can't penetrate deep space, right? And we get to see it. Right? There's nobody on Artemis. So the reason I'm talking about it is that it got scrubbed twice. Wednesday, September 21, there will be another opportunity to test it with a launch opportunity on September 27, with a potential backup for October 2nd. So on these days, one of the two, September 27 or October 2nd, we're going to get to see Artemis blast off, take some pictures, do a loop around the moon. Nobody on it, crash test dummies. The ship is navigated and flown by guys in Florida, right, down in Nassau. They're going to steer the thing from the ground, right? So that's also revolutionary. That the humans on the ship are not really flying the ship at all. So fascinating, right? Well, what are we going to find out, right? The Chinese and the Russians are already settled on the dark side of the moon. I've heard that one. You can't get to Van Halen. If you can't get to the moon because of Van Halen, it's all going to explode. And if it doesn't, it's fake. It's being filmed in a Hollywood studio. You can't take off from Earth and get there because the Earth is flat. There is no round. You can't get to the moon because it's liquid. All those. Right? Fun. That's fun stuff, man. We talk about that stuff because it's fun and it's interesting. Right? So I'll be watching, and I hope you'll be watching too. So maybe we'll find Krishna. This is Krishna, the flute player, the magical flute player. Maybe that's what's on the dark side of the moon. Maybe it's like Buddha and Jesus and Muhammad and Krishna, right? They're all on the dark side of the moon, dancing and laughing, right? Getting ready to go to Mars. Right? They're all there. Right? They're interested and excited in human behavior, right? So they go up to the moon and they watch. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll find nothing. Maybe we'll just find a lot of nothing, dust, dirt, right? Get a scoop of rocks or something, right? Moon dust. So John Lennon's killer denied parole for a 12th time. There it is, the Dakota. Been there many times, have seen that gate 100 times on 72nd Street and Central Park West. There's an entrance to the park right there on 72nd Street. You walk a few yards into the park, and you're at Strawberry Fields Forever. Right? And that's where Lennon got shot, right here, right on the ground. He was getting out of a car, and he was walking to the gate, and Chapman was sitting on the stoop and got up with his 6-shot revolver gun, got up really close, unloaded the gun, and then shot this man, Mr. John Lennon, the prophet of the Beatles, right? Infamous man, right? And this crazy guy shot him. Right? Wants to get out. He wants to get out. State officials have yet to make a hearing. Chapman called his actions despicable during his hearing in 2020 and said he would have no complaint whatsoever if they choose to leave him in prison for the rest of his life. Now, that's usually words that a guy who wants to get out bad will say. I don't care. And that's what sometimes parole, in parole situations, they'll look at the remorse of the character. And if he no longer cares or gives a shit about his own life and the life that he took, they usually just let him go. He doesn't. He's lost touch with the crime, I guess, is what. But anyway, it didn't work this time. 42 years later, Mark David Chapman in the fucking can. In the can, man. And what a loss, John Lennon. How many more albums would John Lennon have made? How many more, how many more songs about, come together? That's George Harrison. But all the great songs, I can't even think of one right now. That John Lennon, the Beatles. When I think of John Lennon, I think of the Beatles. I don't really think of his career afterwards and his whole, 5 years with his little son in Central Park. I think of more of the Beatles. I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand, right? John Lennon, rest in peace, not to return to the office. Oh, man, right? I thought the pandemic was over. I thought the hysteria about being too close to others was done, right? That was the reason, right? To work from home. The great discovery of 2021 was that, wow, the economy can still float and everything can still be cool, and people don't have to be jammed in like sardines with drill sergeants over their head telling them what to do, stressing them out, making them sick. Instead, they work from home, right? And it looks like the New York Times, the workers at least saw it and said, no, we're not going to go back to work because, not because of the pandemic, but the fear of sickness, but because it's too expensive. If we're going to come back to work, we want a raise. So there you go. The New York Times is calling back 1,300 journalists that are basically required to be there 3 days a week at the office. Right? And the New York Times says, well, it's not mandatory, but we want them there. Which is translated, the employer has said, come back to work. And if you don't, we want you here. And if you don't, you're supposed to be here, and you'll need to be here 3 days a week. And you know what I mean? So I think it's pivotal. I think it reveals something that happened during the pandemic, that we as a society are too centralized, and that decentralization of these types of institutions are actually better for the people they serve. That the reporters feel more relaxed working from their home situation, their own domain. And, oh, yeah, the New York Times is still their boss. But I feel a lot more comfortable making my own time to do your work. And I find it to be more effective. That's the great discovery of the quarantine. It made people more relaxed and more understanding of their own time. Less stress. Right? You got, jerk-offs coming to work, and they're fucking annoying people. They're on the phone. They're fucking talking to their talking loud and making up, talking nonsense, crowding the eating areas with their smelly food and smelly bodies. Stay out of my way, man. You're jammed in, right? There's some situations that require people to be face to face, I think. But I think it's a pandemic was a unique and big opportunity for people to create a more remote working environment. So I'm with the New York Times reporters on this. So although I don't believe that the New York Times is engaging in a true version of journalism, which is, basically seeing what you see and reporting on it. I think the New York Times works more like the Washington Post. They're pressured from the top, and that's what you hear. It's a kind of an echo chamber, and you're not hired, you're not invited to the New York Times unless you agree with that philosophy, unless you're in line with their worldview, their political view. You're not going to be working at the New York Times for long. They'll get you out of there real fast, or you'll never get in at all. Right? If you get in and then you change your mind, you'll get out. So, but I do support the idea that remote work is probably not probably, but is a better way to go. All right, so look at her, get a good look at her, right? She is a woman, a black woman, not me saying it. I mean, what do I see? I see a human being, right? But she says, I am a black woman. I am the mayor of New Orleans. I am a black woman, and I must fly first class because black women are in danger to fly economy. That's what she said. She's making her choice to book first class tickets, which is a violation of the city ordinance. If you do, she could fly first class, but she has to pay the extra amount. The rule is you got to find the cheapest ticket, and that's your flight. And if you want to upgrade, then you have to pay. But she says, no, I'm not going to pay the extra money because I'm a black woman, and that puts me in danger. Now, she never says what the dangers are. Well, let's look. Let's look what she said. Right, so there she is. Her name is Katrina. Latoya Cottrell. Latoya Cottrell, New Orleans mayor, elected mayor, has defended using taxpayer monies to purchase first-class seats on international flights and insists she will not pay the money back after previously stating it is unsafe to fly economy as a black woman. It's not playing a race card. That's real. That's of course. Black women are in danger to fly economy. Don't you know that? Well, let's find out. Does she offer any explanation for her racist remark? Who wants to get her because she's a black woman in economy? Wouldn't people feel better about her because she's, oh, look, the mayor of New Orleans is flying economy? No. She says, no, they want to hurt me. I'm in danger. Cottrell, a Democrat, made the comments at a press conference on September 8, where she insisted that she would not be repaying the $30,000 in tax money that she spent on first-class flights to France and Switzerland. And we can only speculate why a mayor from New Orleans is traveling to France and Switzerland. Business. It's business. It's the business of the city to spend $38,000 to fly to France and Switzerland, first class. So here she says, as the mother of a young child whom I live for, I am going to protect myself by any responsible means in order to ensure I am there to see her grow into the strong woman I'm raising her to be. Anyone who wants to question how I protect myself just doesn't understand the world black women walk in. Right? So, Miss Katrina Cottrell Latoya says, to question me is to question my black womanness. That's who got elected to the mayorship of New York. What if we all did that? What if everybody said, no, 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 I have to get first class tickets, right? Because I'm a white man. White men are in danger in this country of being discriminated against. So I'm not safe in economy. I would think that that statement is, as ridiculous and, as her statement, right? Well, what about an Indian woman? What about a Chinese woman? Buffy is the fictional character that comes in and jams the stream when you say something that needs to be said, I believe. Does this need to be said? Do we need to point out that the mayor of New Orleans is a sexist and a racist? She's coming from what appears to be left field. There you have it, though. Right? So, this is an interesting story about elections, right? These people are saying. Well, let's listen to what he said. This is the Emmy Awards. Creator Jesse Armstrong dissed King Charles III. Let's hear what he said.
Sessions, new king in the UK, this for us. Evidently a little bit more voting involved in our winning than Prince Charles. But
keep it royalist, keep it royalist.
So his comment was that because the king isn't elected, right, that his acceptance of the Emmy Award, which a bunch of jerk-offs in a back room vote on at the Emmys. It's not the people. The people don't vote on the fucking Emmy Awards. That is a closed community of elite fucking TV hacks that vote on that. But as long as there's a paper vote, this guy feels it necessary to point out that the monarchy that is hundreds, maybe thousands of years old, is flawed and not official because the election, right? And then of course we have discrepancies in elections in this country and in the world. Secession creator, I don't know his show, I don't know what he makes or what he talks about. I don't really care. Secession creator Jesse Armstrong, I don't know who he is, dissed Charles III in his accepted speech for Best Drama Series at the Emmys. Great. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. All right. So his complaint is that that the king should have been elected. Goodbye. Have a nice day. He doesn't understand monarchy at all. Howard Stern, too. Look at this. Howard Stern, the great liberal mind, the great progressive, conservative, whatever Howard Stern, the great voice of Howard Stern, who we all knew and loved as children, playing on the streets in New York City, laughing our asses off every morning to Howard Stern. Howard Stern annoyed by U.S. coverage of Queen's death. Howard declares, enough. Before we do that, let's look at the market. So the market is now open, and there we go. Crash. Crashity crash. The CPI number has missed, and NASDAQ is down big. NASDAQ down 2.5%. All the gains from yesterday and the day before up in smoke. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 500. S&P 500 down 32. We're still having a problem with the feed here. I don't know. Do we have a breakdown of today's stocks? No. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So So briefly, there you go. There's the line down. Right, we're all the way down here. This is the Nasdaq Composite. We're opening all the way down. We had a bit of a run up. That's down, down, down. That's the bottom. We went up, but now we're coming down. Look at that. Look at that gap down. Holy shit. What's the reason? Apple down 4. Amazon down 5. Google down 330. Google parent company GOOGL down 340. Meta, formerly Facebook, down 9, a whopping 9 points, $9 per share. Microsoft down 7. Rivian down $1. Tesla down $10 off the top. No, not off the top, but down $10. Walmart down. Everything red. Red. I see red. The war stocks, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, mixed. The military industrial complex stocks, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, mixed. The manufacturers of the holy vaccine, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, all down. All down. Holy vaccine. My stock is down. Netflix down another 11. So everything is red right now. What's the reason? The reason is this right here. This breaking story that consumer prices unexpectedly rose in August. Inflation rose to 8.3% over last year, 0.1% over last month. Inflation ticking up. All the efforts by the central banks to rein in inflation, right? Jack up the interest rates, cause unemployment to spike, taking away people's jobs so that corporations can trim their bottom line by getting rid of people or just not hiring new people. Right? People don't know that's a common response. The markets are the Fed chairs and Fed central bankers are deliberately making the corporate environment difficult for them to hire new people and or retain their labor force. That flies in the face of what people want, which is more jobs, more competitive jobs. But more jobs, more competitive jobs equals less leverage for the big wigs, the oligarchs that make all the money on your back. Right? Whatever you spend, we make money on. Right? We're fucking Wall Street, and fuck you. So there you go. Wall Street has spoken today. The Fed chair, Weevil Girl, says unexpectedly, ? It was expected the number of CPI was expected to break even or show a slight tick down in inflation. Instead of 8.3, they wanted 8.1 or 8.0 or 7.9. They didn't get it. Instead, CPI clicked up, which indicates that the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, is going to continue to tighten the economy by jacking the short-term interest rate to 75 basis points. Now, that's a lot to swallow, but the point is that these guys look exclusively at the numbers. They're gamblers betting on the numbers. And the numbers say down right now. So, again, for me, I think it's a buy opportunity. If Q's is down 10, what a fucking kick in the balls, right? That's a big drop, man. That's a 3%. If you're on the accelerated Nasdaq, you're down 9.5% in one announcement. Right? Your money just went up in smoke, 9%. Says, I get it, but we got to get back to Trump, where those papers are that they found at Mar-a-Lago. Wow, wow. Howard Stern, deep down the Mar-a-Lago rabbit hole. Man, he swallowed that one, hook, line, and sinker. That Trump, he's bad. We got to get him. We got to stop him. Right? We can't let him be. Right? So there it is. I mean, can you believe it? Howard Stern doesn't understand monarchy, has no appreciation for what he's seeing, transfer of power. He doesn't care. He wants us to talk about, we don't have a king, he said. We don't have a king. Right? And he wants us to go back to talk about the massive distraction of what an ex-president had in his storage closet in the basement. You remember, everything that Trump had, Trump was privied and or is privy to see. What's the problem? He's the ex-president, right? You just can't get your mind around that he's an ex-president. You want to point to January 6th. Oh, there's violence. It's violent protest, insurrection. It's undemocratic to surround the halls of Congress and demand redress of grievance, that we look at our election system, how our people are elected. We feel that it's not quite fair. Can we please look at it together? You're not allowed to do that in America anymore. You're not even allowed to talk about it. Technically, you're not allowed to bring up the idea of the... Can you imagine that? Right now, my words are, I'm not allowed, I would break a rule. I would be breaking a rule if I spoke about the results and or the possibility that those results could have differed. One is not allowed to speak of that, nor still is one allowed to speak about the holy vaccine that saves so many and has prevented so many from very, very bad disease, right? Severe illness. Right? Put your mask on. Right? So Howard Stern joins the ranks of I don't know, people that Trump, hate him. I hate Trump. Just a picture of Trump drives up my blood pressure. No way. No way, man. He's racist. He's this. He's that. He's an oligarch. Fuck him. I love Joe Biden. I love his wife, Jill. I love that Jill shares his wife with the King Charles in England. One wife forever and ever. I say that because they look the same. So Howard Stern, wow, man. Howard Stern not aging gracefully at all. So Meghan Markle, more on Americans, the American perception abroad. Meghan Markle, Miss Markle, some sort of television actress in America who married Prince Harry, son of the king, brother of Prince William, who is going to become the king when Prince Charles dies. Harry marries Markle, and this is what happened at the. I might add that why is Miss Markle, Meghan Markle, frowned upon in England? Well, Miss Markle decided that the whole bloodline, the whole idea of monarchy is racist, and she bases that on her perception of her black womanness. And they hate me. They hate me. That's why they. So she insults the crown and the royal family, and then goes back not with really her hat in her hand, but walking the line as some sort of dignitary, and wants the forgiveness or the compassion of the good people of England. This is what happened. Man. So she's walking the line. Some people are reaching out to her. They're not particularly. This woman says, "Nah, have a nice fucking day, man." There you go, snob. I don't want to shake your hand. And there, oh, look at this on Twitter. Twitter on fire. Only bigots are proud of rudeness. Not a good look to the rest of the world. So the perception here is Cookie, the troll on Twitter, says that the woman is a bigot, right? because she was rude to not shake the hand of the woman who single-handedly insulted and called the entire monarchy racist. That's crazy, right? What we see here shows the Duchess of shows Markle has dignity and integrity, says some other troll on Twitter. Whereas the people who refuse to shake her hand don't. They have no political agenda with her because there can be none. It's their perception of her as a black person who rejected the royal family. You know, it's you know what Meghan Markle did? Meghan Markle said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I love you, Harry. I love you, Harry. I want to have your babies. And I know you're in line for the kingdom if your brother and all his children die. But I love you. And I'm going to and I'm black. I'm a black woman. There's nothing I can do about it. I bring disgrace to your family because of my blackness. This is what she says. Her perception. What she basically did was she loaded up all her black racism, her perception of herself, and stuffed it into a giant garbage pail, right? Many garbage pails, and stuffed all of her blackness, right? And she carries this garbage with her all the time. She brings it over to England and takes out her big pile of garbage and dumps it on the royal family. You're racist. You hate me because I'm a black woman. That's American garbage. You're dumping stupidity on these people, and some of them see it. Some of them understand. She doesn't understand. She thinks that, oh, no. Just like the mayor of New Orleans. No, I got to fly first class because I'm a black woman. Or Miss Ketanji Jackson Brown. No. I'm elected to the Supreme Court not because I'm a black woman like Joe Biden said, but because I'm qualified and I'm the best person for the job. It's not racism. Joe Biden's not a racist for appointing me because I'm a black woman. That is necessary. It's twisted, right? It's twisted. So there you go, man. That's the treatment abroad. Let's listen to the king. Let's listen to the king. This is the king at the funeral. Hello, king, my king. Long live the king. Long live the king.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all my family, I can only offer the most heartfelt thanks for your condolences. I'm here today at a time of great personal sorrow as we mark the death of my beloved mother after a life most faithfully dedicated to the duty to which she had been called. It is fitting that we should meet at Hillsborough, which my mother knew so well, and in whose beautiful rose garden she always took such pleasure.
It's a lot of funeral stuff, but again, we're watching the transfer of power. You know, Prince Charles, formerly Prince Charles, is becoming king right before everybody's eyes. Look, he's sitting on a throne. I like his checkered handkerchief in his pocket. I think he should have matched that with a tie. Checkers.
In the years since she began her long life of public service, my mother saw Northern Ireland pass through momentous and historic changes.
Kiss your assets goodbye, man. Right? Fear has resurfaced on Wall Street. Sell, motherfucker. Sell. I'm all jammed over here. I'm jammed. I want to watch myself. And we're back. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. My name is Marcus Conti. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for hanging in there. Weevil Girl, thank you. TJ is here. Vinny D. Martini in the chat. People are wishing the story away. It's still here. You know. Thank you, Truth Lady. Truth Lady is here. Martin Grafredia. Zoot Suit Cooter. Me So Hungry. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I don't have anything. I don't have any music queued up. So I think I shot my load there so earlier. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Really, I do appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel, and we'll find out what else is going on in the world. Right? So far, so good. This is show 39 of 100, and we're morphing into something different. I think we're always changing. We're always changing. So thank you all for joining me. Mark Scante reporting.